Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into another video. So this one came to me because I often hear people quote Maya Angelou in um, a very limited capacity when there's more to the quote than just this. So if you've ever heard the quote, it says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. But the quote actually has more to it than that. That's just the part that's caught on. So it actually goes on to say, people know themselves better than you do. That's why it's important to stop expecting them to be something other than who they are. And so I think it's easier to do the first part when you have understood the second part. So when someone shows you who you are, you should believe them the first time. But what is it that allows you to do that? Well, understanding that they're operating in what they know and who they are for the majority of the time. So if people make mistakes and that mistake isn't a pattern, then okay, that's probably not their character. It was something out of character that they did. But if you see them continuously operating that way and responding that way to you in particular, then you have to believe them because the patterns show it to be true and they know themselves. So they know the way that they walk in this world. And if they were trying to mask it, they would hide that thing from you, but it's going to resurface, it's going to come out. And then the other part of it is the way that you believe them is to stop expecting them to be something other than what they are. It's in our expectation that it makes it really hard for us to believe them. So, what are some things that we should do if we're the type of person who has a really hard time believing who someone is the first time that they show you who they are? And if we're someone who has trouble understanding that they know themselves better than you do, and your expectations might want them to be something other than who they are, but it's not who they are. Well, some things that we can do are stop trying to rewrite your narrative so that it, or their narrative so that it fits your needs. Because here's the thing, we can rewrite someone's narrative. I don't know why that's really hard for me to say, but we can rewrite someone's narrative as many times as we want to make ours what we want it to be to fit the needs that we have for ours. So let's say we know this partner really isn't good for us, but we're rewriting their narrative. So, they've been through a lot and they really are a good person. This isn't a pattern, even though we know that it is. So we're rewriting that whole entire story because ours needs a supporting role. Ours needs a partner. Ours needs a husband, wife, or someone to fill in that space. So we rewrite who they are so that when they fill in that blank for us, that it gives us what we need by being the title. So like I want a husband and I want to be a wife, and being a wife makes me feel like I've been chosen. And so in order for that to happen, I'm going to change the narrative of who they actually are. We do it all the time. We can't change their narrative to fit what we need and then expect for them to actually be able to live up to that because it's not really who they are. The second one is that you have to stop thinking that you can change someone, because the reality is we walk around hoping that we can change people. The only people that you have any type of influence over the way they act and who they become is your own children. And even then, if you're a parent and your kids are anything like mine, they still want to be individuals. They still want to exhaust their own thoughts, opinions, and formulate their own um way of being, even though you've helped them navigate the world until they get to that point. They're the only people that you even have a semblance of control over the way that they become. People are who they are. People will be who they're going to be. And you might be the person that they want to change for, but you're never going to be responsible for their change. If they want to change, they will do it for themselves. You might be a catalyst for them wanting to do it for themselves. You will never meet somebody who does not have the material to be a husband, wife, or any, even if it's, filling a spot at work. If they don't have the capacity to be that, you might be able to show them what you need at work. You might be able to train them. But if they are not a person who is good at customer service, no matter how much you train them, their attitude is probably not going to be able to have a position that's in customer service. If someone is not gentle and you need a person that's gentle, no matter how many times you say, I need a gentle person, you're not going to change them. In fact, they may present their representative to you, but eventually that mask falls off and they start to navigate the world exactly who they've always been, because that's all a person can do is be who they truly are. If they want to change, they'll heal those places, but they still can only ever be who they truly are. Nothing that you do is going to change that. And the last thing is stop lying to yourself about their intentions. If you think that a person really wants to be gentle to you, they really want to be in this space, but they can't help cheating, lying, doing all these other things, you're lying to yourself about their intentions. If someone is not treating you the best of their ability to treat someone while they're in your life, they've either made a mistake and it's a one off, or it's a pattern and they're not in this for the right intentions. They're gaining something from being in this space and they're not worried about what you're experiencing in this space. And I've been through this so many times that you will never convince me otherwise. Because if someone is in a space, they've taken on a title and they've put their name on it, if they're the type of person who takes pride in themselves and takes pride in their work, they're going to do the best that they can for the person that they're with. And if they're not doing that, it's because they're gaining something by being exactly what they are. And they've shown you who they were, and you didn't believe them because you think that you know them better. You think that you can rewrite their narrative. You think that you have this expectation and that one day they're going to change to become that person. You're wasting your time. So if you're in a space today where that's you and you have not believed the person and you're allowing yourselves to think that you know them better and you're allowing yourself to think that if you just expect more from them, then they'll do more, I would encourage you to remember that you cannot rewrite their narrative to fit your needs. You will not be able to change anyone, regardless of how much you want to. And if you don't stop lying to yourself about their intentions, they will eventually take advantage of you and they will manipulate you and they will steal your time. So if that's you today, I would love to connect with you so that I can help you navigate this journey. Reach out to me on socials and I would definitely set up a time to talk to you. If you're not one of those people, but you know this message would help somebody, please go direct them to my socials, like and subscribe to this channel, share it with them, because remember that knowledge kept to ourselves is selfish, but knowledge shared with other people who could potentially benefit from them is helping them to break free from the bondage and allowing them to get on their journey to live toward freedom. And that is really why I share my work and my story so that we can do that for everyone. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.